Everyone has a superpower, and my superpower is that I've always been able to surround myself with people that are way smarter than me. That's helped me throughout my life and throughout my career.
Since 1981, Justin has been producing world-class Bordeaux-style wines from Paso Robles on California's Central Coast. As the pioneer of Paso, Justin wines are what put Paso Robles on the winemaking map. The Justin team believes that wine should be exceptional from every angle, which is why their team uses boutique winemaking practices like hand harvesting and hand sorting. With a rich history of accolades, Justin produces exceptional wines and is proud to be America's #1 luxury Cabernet. Whether you're the first-time wine drinker or a wine aficionado, Justin has a wine for every celebration and occasion. Visit justinwine.com and enter promo code Playbook20 for 20% off your order. Justin offers the perfect holiday gifts for clients, colleagues, friends, or family. Be sure to check them out at justinwine.com to receive 20% off your order for a limited time and use the promo code Playbook20. Welcome back to Office Hours. I'm David Meltzer, and I have Vivek Ranadivé here. If you don't know, he's the founder and managing director of Bow Capital, and of course, something else. He's the owner and chairman of the Sacramento Kings. Vivek, welcome to Office Hours.
Thank you, David. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, I'm always intrigued by someone who is a chairman and owner of a professional sports team, because when I was young, my ultimate dream was to play a professional sports, which I think is a dream of men and women, or boys and girls when they're young, almost all of them. But there comes an age where you realize that's the top of the top that get to do that. So as an entrepreneur, there becomes a new top of the top, which is to be the owner and chairman of the most sacred asset on earth, one of the teams in the NBA. And in order to get there, we have to really understand manifestation. For you, how were you able to first manifest yourself into a position through innovation and creativity to create abundance, but also to direct it, because it's a lot more than having money, to actually become an owner and chairman of a professional sports team?
Yeah, so David, that's, it's kind of a miracle. How does a guy that showed up from Bombay with $50 in his pocket not just owning a basketball team, but just imagine this, I'm on the competition committee, sitting between, Chris Paul and Michael Jordan and legends, and I've never played the game, and I'm here, helping set the rules of the game. So I've absolutely lived the dream, and it's a huge privilege and a huge honor to be able to be one of 30 owners. But my journey started in Bombay. That's where I was born. And, when you get to be an old guy, you look back at your life and you say, was there a moment in your life that defined who you were? And for me, it happened when I was a little boy, and I had my ear plastered to a little transistor radio. And I heard these magical words, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And of course, I was listening to the moon landing. The Voice of America was broadcasting it live all the way to Bombay. And I was just blown away. I was like, wow, who are these people that were able to take a man, put him in a box, and send him 250,000 miles away to land on a rock flawlessly? What brilliance, what imagination, what courage. And I said, I want to be one of them. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to take my studies seriously, and somehow I'm going to get to America. So I applied to MIT a few years later. They made a mistake in the admissions process, admitted me. Then I had to convince the head of the equivalent of the Indian Federal Reserve to give me some foreign exchange, because the rupee isn't a convertible currency. So I literally had to camp outside his office the whole day. And then he finally saw me and he said, okay, I'll give you like 1/4's worth of tuition and basically $50. And so I showed up at Logan Airport with $50 in my pocket and have lived the American dream. America's been great to me. MIT was great to me. And there were a lot of people along the way that helped me and supported my dreams and my journey. And so I think, what I have learned from that is that if you really want to do something and you put your mind to it, then and you just never give up and you just keep pursuing it, then you can make it happen. And I fell in love with basketball, coaching my daughter's team, having never played the game before, and we ended up in the national championship. And then a few years later, my neighbor and friend Joe Lacob called me and said, "Hey, I'm buying the Warriors and I'm bidding against Larry Ellison and the Oracle guy, and do you think you could join me?" So I said, "Yeah." So we joined forces and we ended up winning. The team was bad; we got booed, and then just as we started winning, the late David Stern called me up and said, "Hey, the Sacramento Kings, they're for sale, and Steve Ballmer is going to move them to Seattle. And don't you think you should buy the team and save it?" And my initial reaction was, well, I live in Silicon Valley. I'm a Warriors fan. We're finally starting to win. We got Steph Curry. We got all these great players. And but then, I saw the passion of the fans in the city of Sacramento. I realized that maybe this is something I'm meant to do. I showed up in California with nothing. Everything I have, I owe to the state of California. It's our state capital, Sacramento is. And so that's kind of where I said, okay, and I got in there, ended up winning, and now I'm the owner of the basketball team.
You look good in purple, so that's an extra benefit.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
This show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Therapy is a great tool for facing your fears and finding ways to overcome them, because sometimes the scariest thing is not facing our fears in the first place and holding ourselves back. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/playbook today to get a 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/playbook. Imagine starting a small business, your first customer, first hire, first real paycheck. But everything isn't just exciting, it's scary. That's where JustWorks come in, the all-in-one platform that supports small business growth. Access seamless tools that help with benefits, payroll, HR, and compliance with transparent pricing. It's time to make payroll painless. Run payroll in 90 seconds or less and automate payments so you can set it and forget it. Did you know in 2023 alone, they processed over 25.6 billion in trusted payroll customers? Don't worry about the paperwork piling up either. They take care of payroll tax documents and reporting to help you stay compliant. Visit justworks.com/podcast to join the thousands of small businesses that trust JustWorks to take care of payroll, benefits, compliance, and more. That's justworks.com/podcast.
Everyone has a superpower. And my superpower is that I've always been able to surround myself with people that are way smarter than me. So that's helped me throughout my life and throughout my career, that for some reason I can convince really, really smart people to come join me. I'm a good salesman, so I'm able to create a vision and get people to align behind that vision. But I really think of myself as, really when you're a leader, the old model of leadership was, it was kind of a Sousa marching band where, everybody kind of marched in unison to the beat of a single drummer. But the new model is more of a jazz band. And so really, you want to get the best of the brightest, and then you want them to each feel like they're doing their own thing. So you're bringing out the best in them. And they can even improvise from time to time. So the leader of the future is a jazz band conductor, assembling different pieces and then making sure that it's all coming together as music. So I think that that's kind of what I've been able to do, is be that jazz band director. I refer to myself as kind of the chief annoyance officer. So I can be very annoying. And so the role of a good leader is, and I had the good fortune of being friends with folks like Steve Jobs, and who people would tell you was, kind of the world champion in being annoying. But it's kind of like if you look at, how you make something of beauty. So if you look at a pearl, it starts with an empty shell, and there's a grain of sand that gets into the shell, and that grain of sand is an irritant, and then the pearl forms around it. So I'm like the chief irritant, so I'm always asking annoying questions, can we do this better? Can we do this differently? Can we give this person an opportunity? Can we enter this market? Can we, why not use Bitcoin? We were the first team, in 2007 to start accepting Bitcoin. Why not have an arena that is like the first 21st century arena, which is completely off the grid, is LEED Platinum, and is also an indoor-outdoor arena where you can push a button and the doors open up, and then convince the NBA to let me play games with the doors open. So always pushing the envelope, always annoying people with why not do better? Why not do it, in a way that nobody has ever thought of before? And I think that's what leaders do.
And they are also intelligent followers, and some even can apply math to everything that they do. Everything you do is done well as the managing director of Bow Capital, supporting so many other innovations and supporting those that need help with equity and social justice in mind with your team. You're a best-selling author, a terrific father as well. There is one mathematical equation I think of when I think of you, Vivek. It's what you pay attention to plus what you give intention to equals the coincidences in your life. It's the mathematical equation of luck. And I know so many people around you say how lucky you are. It's more math than luck. And so thank you for paying attention to the right things, giving intention to the better things, and creating the coincidences that we all benefit for and from. Vivek, what an honor it's been to have you here with us on Office Hours.
Well, it's been a privilege and an honor to be with you guys. And again, I repeated my formula. You guys are all way better than me. So thank you for the opportunity.